Okay, children, now we come to the third division, physical division of India. So we have already done the Great Wall, okay, of which is found in the northern side, right? Then we did the fertile plains. That is the second division, the northern plains. And now we have reached to the Peninsular Plateau. Now, in this map, you can clearly see that the yellow part, which is shown here in the middle, leaving out the green parts on the either side, right? So, this yellow part is the plateau region. Okay, so in this we are going to study about the plateau which is found in our country. Okay, now why it is known as the Peninsular Plateau? It is called a peninsular plateau because it is covered by the water bodies from the three sides, right? So these three water bodies are making this whole part as a peninsular plateau. Okay, so this is the reason it is known as a peninsula also. Right. Now, as we come to the south of the Great Plains of the North India, which we studied the, fertile plains, we will see the Peninsular Plateau here. Right. This whole of the yellow part is the Peninsular Plateau. Okay. Now, it is extensive part. Too much extended and too much expansive. It is covering too much area, isn't it? So this plateau, nearly it covers half of the area of India in the triangular shape. Here you can see this part here, it is broad, right? As we move towards its apex, it becomes narrow, isn't it? So this triangular piece of plateau or the peninsular plateau almost covers the half of the area of India, right? So it is in triangular shape, which you can see very clearly here, right? So the peninsular plateau, now this whole of the plateau is made up of ancient rocks, old rocks, right? Now the ancient rocks, in this comes the igneous rocks, right? The igneous rocks are called the primary rocks, isn't it? First made and originated, right? So it is made up of igneous rocks as well as metamorphic rocks, right? Now, igneous as well as metamorphic rocks are the old rocks, and of course, they are hard also in nature. Right, these areas are called rocky areas also, because you will find the rocky mountains in this triangular piece of land. Okay, so it is the oldest part of the Indian subcontinent. Okay, now this whole of the plateau is divided into two parts, right? Now here you can see, children, Malwa Plateau is written. Can you see here? Yes, so this is the first part of the Peninsular Plateau. And then comes the second part, that is the Deccan Plateau. Okay, so this Deccan Plateau is the second part of the Peninsular Plateau. Right, so the boundary between these two units is formed by the Vindhyas range. Now here is the border, right? Above this border you will find the Malwa Plateau, and below this border you will see expansive Deccan Plateau. Okay, so let us first of all take up the Malwa Plateau. Now this Malwa Plateau is bounded by Aravalli Hills. Can you see here this brown color line? This is Aravalli Hills, which is where in the west, right? Here in the western side you will see the Aravalli Hills. Okay, and Vindhya range in the southern side. What we are studying? We are studying about the Malwa Plateau. So in the western side we could see the which hill? Aravalli Hill. Yes, and in the southern side we can see Vindhya range. Yes, Vindhya range. Okay, so this is what this is what is the location of the Malwa Plateau. I hope this much is very clear. Okay, now Aravali range is one of the oldest. This range is one of the oldest mountain range in the world. Okay, now in the eastern side of Malwa Plateau, it extends. Now if we are studying about the Malwa Plateau, so in the eastern side, if we move towards this side, we can see Chota Nagpur Plateau, right? So this full is the extension of the Malwa Plateau. Is that very clear? See where my scale is moving. This is the extension of the Malwa Plateau. Okay, so the Malwa Plateau is drained by some important rivers, right? And here you can see river Chambal. Here it's very small written here, right? And river Chambal and Son and Betwa and Sindh river and Damodar river. Here in this full area you can see the rivers which are flowing where in the Malwa Plateau. Is that very clear? Okay, now this was the description of the Malwa Plateau. Now we come towards the southern side, and that is the Deccan Plateau. Okay, so the part of the Peninsular Plateau extending towards the south in the Vindhyas. Vindhya was in the south of Malwa Plateau. Now Vindhyas is in the northern side of the Deccan Plateau. Okay, so this full expansive part is known as Deccan Plateau. The western edge, here you will see the western edge. Here you can see that this edge is called the Western Ghats, right? And eastern side you will see the Eastern Ghats. Is that very clear? Now this area is rocky, and this area also have some mountains, but the mountains are not so much high, comparatively with the mountains which are found where in the Great Wall of the North, right? Here the mountains are high, elevated, but not that much high. Okay, so Eastern Ghats is this side, and here you will see the Western Ghats. Okay, and here you will see at the end, this is Anaimudi, and this is 2695 meter above the sea level. So Anaimudi is situated where? In the state of Kerala. Here I've circled this, right? So the highest peak of the peninsula is Anaimudi, and where it is? It is in the state of Kerala. And how much high it is? 2695 meters. I hope this much is very clear. Okay, now this side is the eastern edge, right, of the Deccan Plateau, which is marked by the Eastern Ghats. This is the western edge, which is marked by the Western Ghats. Okay, and this side we could see the mountains here, and the highest peak is Anaimudi. Is that very clear? So the mountains are elevated, but not that much, which are found in the Himalayas. Okay, and then we will see number of rivers running here. We will see here, as I have marked a little bit with the pencil, here you will see Narmada, then Tapti and Godavari and Krishna and Kaveri. See here, these all are rivers, Kaveri and Godavari. These rivers are actually draining the Deccan Plateau. Okay, so these rivers are draining the Deccan Plateau, but Godavari is the longest river. Here you can see river Godavari, and it is just extending towards this side. Almost it is cutting half of the area, isn't it? So Godavari is the longest among the rivers of the Deccan Plateau. Okay, so this much is about the Deccan Plateau. I hope this much is very clear to everyone. Okay, children.